Hi, I'm Richard Cutland, and we're back for part 2 of our augmented reality-powered retelling of the tanks of Kursk. Here again are very busy, and as you can probably hear, very noisy Gamescom 2018. With their plans intercepted, the German advance from the north had almost been completely halted. However, in the south, they were doing much better. Let's now take a look at the two real big hitters at the Battle of Kursk. The Panther, and of course, the legendary Tiger I. The Tiger I, with its long-range firepower and heavy armour, was ideally suited to form the spearhead of the German attack. It was, of course, to become one of the legendary all-time vehicles of World War II, and hosted and packed the mighty punch of the 88mm, which had the ability to actually penetrate any and all of the Soviet armour. Also, it had very few weak spots. However, combat reports show that it was definitely an over-engineered vehicle. It had many teething problems, and above all else, it was logistically heavy for the German forces, using an awful lot of fuel and prone to mechanical breakdowns. The Battle of Kursk was the scene for the first combat outing of the new Panther medium tank. The Panther had comparable firepower, 75mm, and frontal protection to that of the Tiger I. But as a vehicle, it was much cheaper and importantly much quicker to produce than the Tigers. It was a very capable vehicle. However, it was rushed into service for the Battle of Kursk. And because of this, there were many teething problems, such as mechanical breakdowns. And also, the crew lacked confidence in it purely because they didn't have the sufficient amount of training time. The main Soviet tanks at the Battle of Kursk were the T-60s and the T-70s. But even the T-70 with its 45mm gun simply lacked the penetrative qualities to counter the German armour. A tank that needs little in the way of introduction is of course the T-34, a design that was to have a profound and dramatic impact on the field of tank design. Now, no one would deny the T-34 combat abilities, especially at the outbreak of war when it was a force to be reckoned with. However, by 1943 it was fast becoming outdated by newer tank designs. The KV-1 was also present on the field of battle, but in far fewer numbers. This slow, heavily armoured vehicle was almost invincible to the firepower of the Panzer IVs. However, their armour could still be penetrated by the firepower of the Tiger I's and Panthers. The Germans were about to rally to the town of Prokhorovka, but would it be too little, too late? General Hoff mobilised his reserves, and together they pushed towards the town. The two armies collided just outside the town of Prokhorovka, and we're actually using the map from World of Tanks to demonstrate this now. The Germans had in the region of 2,700 armoured vehicles at their disposal in Kursk. However, when we compare this to the massive almost 3,500 of the Soviets, we can see that although the Germans had superior machines, they were vastly outnumbered. The Soviets defeated the superior German war machines, not only by sheer numbers, but also by devastating flank attacks. Eventually, the German army was forced to pull back to their starting points. And of course, a couple of weeks later, the Soviets took Kharkov, which officially ended the Battle of Kursk. It was the beginning of the end for the German tank-powered war machine.